Of course, it's my blessing and privilege to be among all of you here. St. Michael's is just a very beautiful, peaceful, and fine community. I always feel the peace here when I come here. And so today, we're going to be kind of rolling through the topic of, grief and loss during the holidays. And I think even we could add to that, what does that mean for me as an Orthodox Christian? Especially if we're a newer Orthodox Christian, how does that? Should I have grief and loss? After all, if I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, if I'm living as I'm supposed to be living, I shouldn't really be struggling, right? In fact, perhaps even if I'm living the Orthodox Christian life as I should, perhaps even I shouldn't be feeling, emotional pain even, because, all around us there's festivity now, and many of us, upon our first encountering this time of year, many of us, not all of us, but many of us look forward to it with great anticipation. We can't wait, we're going to get the Christmas lights out, we're going to put, warm up the house with nativity lights on the inside and the outside, put the tree up. And, many of us are very good at kind of going through the motions of that. And we believe it, and it's all true. But then sometimes we have, conflicting feelings. It's almost like two converging plates, but they're bumping up against each other, sometimes going in opposite directions. So there's a part of it's very paradoxical, our experience of the holidays. On one hand, I'm joyful and I'm glad, and I love decorating, I love the traditions and the rituals, but then deeper under the surface, at some point during the nativity season, I start to feel conflicting feelings. At some point, sometimes we might even feel like there's something pressing on our heart a little bit, and sometimes we start to feel a heaviness of heart. Right, and we start to have those ruminative moments where we start to become very introspective, and sometimes it kind of just stays like that, and then sometimes it becomes more. Right, sometimes it may stray into despondency, some temporary periods, hopefully, of that, or sometimes even we might flat out feel depressed a little bit. Right, and if that resonates with anybody, it's okay. Right? It's not a sin. And so this often, if any of this resonates with us, it often reveals to us our inner dialogue, our inner chatter. And for many Orthodox Christians, when they encounter what we just talked about, sometimes if we're not really self-compassionate with ourselves, or we're not relating with ourselves in a healthy way, when we start to feel those feelings of struggle, our inner chatter or inner dialogue suddenly turns to, well, why do I feel this way? Well, what's wrong with me? You see, I'm ungrateful. I must be doing something wrong. It's because of my sins that I'm starting to struggle. I should just be joyful. And when we try to force ourselves to gratitude, which, of course, gratitude is wonderful. We'll get to that, but it's a process. And often we have to clear debris and obstacles out of the way before we can find ourselves to a place of gratitude. All too often, we instantly try to teleport there. And it just doesn't always work. For some of us it might, and if we're one of those people, then we rejoice over that.